Hi guys, Jake and MJ, back again for more live reactions to Power Rangers Beast Morphers. We throw them away. There we go.
No cat over there this time.
Yes. Alright, I'm popping out the chat over here, letting everybody know that we're live.
I got the chat over here.
Good to see everybody. Hopefully everything's running smooth on your end.
And my delicious skull of juice. Hey Vac, hey Sheree, hey Chris, Chase, Spencer, Dustin.
Greetings and welcome to all you Ranger fans out there.
Happy 1st of August, yes indeed.
Happy 1st of August. I hope that everybody enjoyed last night's premiere of Power Reviews. We actually had quite a few people.
Yeah,
it looked like...
I was surprised. I thought with it coming out that late at night that we'd have much fewer, so thank you guys all who showed up.
Yeah, it looked like most of, a good chunk of our usual streaming chat was there, as well as others. There were, I want to say at least 20 people were there, like, when I got started. I didn't check the numbers all throughout, but it was pretty good.
Nice.
So I'm just making sure that people online know that we are now live.
You see me tweet.
Now showing a few little errors on my end there.
Yeah,
but,
I watched earlier today because I was actually already asleep by the time Jake put it out.
Oh, the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zach just finished watching it.
I felt quite satisfied with how it came out. I feel like.
Yeah, sure. I had work, so I was asleep too.
Yeah. It ended up having to be a late premiere just because that's how long it took to export. Obviously it was a very effects heavy episode. I think it was arguably one of the most definitely one of the most effects heavy episodes that we've done the entire series. Definitely the most CG that I've done for anything in the series. So that you can see why it took about a year to put together. There were a lot of new elements involved, and we will get to see more of those new elements in future episodes right away.
Hey, Vac, don't spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. I know there were some people who
he retracted.
Who saw that there was a twist coming. And I think that's just kind of becoming my brand.
It is. But we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to spoil people.
But I will say that there's still plenty more twists to come. It's
a very twisty show.
Every new episode is going to have either a character reveal or a major development in the plot, or some sort of twist in the narrative. That's just going to keep on happening. And there's
new elements in episode 113. Oh, sweetie.
And there is obviously a reason that I described 89 and 90 as very much similar to a two-parter like we saw with 79 and 80.
Yes.
And it is going to keep ramping up as we get towards episode 100. Obviously, there's going to be every now and again there'll be a little bit of downtime, but there's plenty more to come, and I'm hoping that 90 will be a fairly quick turnaround by comparison, simply because I now have all those CG elements that you saw,
yes.
Which will obviously also be, if you've seen 89, you'll understand that those CG elements will again be appearing in 90, and the fact that I now have them should make 90 a little bit quicker to put together.
I think what it's really going to hinge on is whether or not you're able to get together with that one actor. You need a couple pickup shots.
Yeah, I thought that I had everybody for 90, but I had forgotten a few shots that I am going to get taken care of, hopefully in the next couple weeks. And at that point, the only stuff that's left is stuff that's just me. I need to take care of things on my end.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot
There was so much green screen.
It took, it was a little disorienting for some of my actors.
Including me.
And then I had to sort of...
I understand now why... Oh, what was his name? Gandalf.
Yeah. What? Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen said he had such a hard time doing the Hobbit film
Oh, because it was always on the green screen.
because he was on the green screen so often to make him a different size from the Hobbits, and it was he had gotten like
he felt very separated from
very
everybody.
separated. He's like, this is not what I got into acting for. I'm acting across from tennis balls.
Yeah.
There's no set.
Regarding the next episode of Power Reviews,
what will you review?
I will when we're getting closer to it coming out. I will once again put out a trailer.
It'll be a classic episode again.
It will. I'm continuing with the classic episodes, and it is going to be. I'll put it this way: it's an episode that's long overdue. I did decide to go big for episode 90.
Go big or go home.
Episode 90 will be a very significant episode that will sort of shape, just like many of the other episodes in year 3. Like every few episodes, there's a big game changer that just kind of changes the trajectory of the series.
Everything.
So like, obviously 83 was a big game changer. 85 was a big game changer.
90 is going to be another
90
big
is
game
another
changer.
big game changer, and we've had plenty of other big reveal episodes as well. As far as how I determine which episodes I want to use, it's my personal discretion. I review episodes based off of wanting to have a variety. These were episodes that I chose years ago, as far as which would be in the final episodes.
Yeah, so all the stuff from the final episodes is pre-Samurai.
Yeah. There's a number of episodes where I'm like, I want to cover this one. So it's like, this is an episode that's impactful and needs to be covered. This is an episode that's impactful and needs to be covered. And then beyond that was, okay, what would be an episode that would be a really good fit for a plot development? Like, Belly of the Beast for episode 83. I felt like I couldn't not do Belly of the Beast for 83.
We'll be getting a live premiere for every episode from here on out.
I would like
the
to.
idea.
I would like to keep doing that. I also want to eventually get like thumbnails for more things. I'm starting to finally do thumbnails for live reactions after years of doing them. I should create actual proper thumbnails.
Forever Red when.
Like I said, impactful episodes are on the list. And each one will be very important. And hopefully meaningful as far as how they fit into the story.
We want to do justice to the episode being reviewed in any given case.
Like, I had different thoughts as far as what I wanted to cover. Like, 89 actually, funnily enough, was not always going to be Path of the Righteous. That changed during the writing process. Once I got to, like, episode, it was actually when, around, like, episode 87. I realized that, like, what I had in mind wasn't working. And so I'm like, no, I want to do this. But if I do this, then I should change that. Oh, but then that fits better there. Okay, I should do that instead. Yeah. But, yeah, there's I gotta... The TV was starting to fall asleep, which is a reminder that we should be getting started on this episode. I know we had a lot of
before the buffering
questions to address
not to be buffered anymore.
Regarding the newest Power Reviews, which is always an exciting moment for this channel.
We're having so much fun on that.
And I think that now is a good time to kick off episode 34 of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, The Greater Good. The Greater Good. Previously on Beast Morphers.
Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
We'll have putties.
Yes.
Because putties.
There we go. Okay. So we'll see. We gotta work together with Captain Shaku.
Captain.
Nice. The Greater Good. Why has he got a fire extinguisher? What's going on?
Why not?
There?
There's a fire. I'd grab a fire extinguisher if there's a fire.
Ryjack is very effective, apparently. Beasters ready, go. Reptilo
Reptilo
Beast.
Beast.
Ooh. I remember that, I think. Nice. I'm amused that there's just like just the insides of his arms and the backs of his legs just have no armor. Hey.
Bye, Jeremy.
Oh. Yep. Sorry you can't stick around. Yeah. The greater good.
Everything's for the greater good.
Yes.
Okay. What?
Oh, the Oskney Rhino, because he's Australian and Cockney. That's Oskney Rhino.
Oh. Keep saying that. I was like, what?
Yeah. Tippy Top Supplies. But, oh, and he's still got more of the putties and Vivics. Yeah. By the way, seeing Scrozzle reminds me to say, hello, Campbell Cooley, if you're
Hi,
watching
Campbell
again.
Cooley.
You are so nice, and we appreciate your shoutouts. Oh.
You need
Evox is
another,
still in rough shape.
Plug your dreads in.
Yeah. There we go. Good stuff. That's the good stuff.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Top of the line Morphex stuff. He's got luggage. Huh. Ooh. Little Seymours. What? What?
Why would you bring a people-eating plant?
What is happening? Why is it getting... What? Beam! Whoa! It... What? 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 That was rude.
Why did you bring that?
Beam,
Where are we in the
Seymour.
episode?
Ben and Betty just got eaten by a plant.
Spit out by a plant.
Yep.
The mucus will wash right off.
Great.
Why did you bring that thing?
The nice little, like, quirky one-liners, I feel have gotten better. Thank you. You know what? I feel like you could do that with just so many episodes. And just not actually address it.
Suddenly Seymour is standing beside
Wait, I wanna...
me.
Aww. He's got a daughter?
Apparently so.
That's super cute. That's super duper cute.
Jakku has a daughter who looks humanoid.
Hey, robots can be fathers. We've seen that in 01.
Fair enough. But
so cute.
Because he's still trying to get rid of the rhino.
Also, it's for
the
greater good. What? What?
Yeah, it could be Ryjack. Digging directly under. Remember?
Yeah, that's what they were
told
doing
you where
with
to dig? Yeah.
With the Vivics and the putties. is very interesting.
Y'all watching 01? We did for one
We-
of our
We saw the Zero. We saw the Raiwa the First Generation for one of our fortnightly Fridays.
yes.
Fortnightly features.
When we were in between Power Rangers and we were on hiatus, we were watching long movies for a little while there.
There we go. But yeah, the whole thing with him having the putties and Viveks is really interesting because that's like unless he appeared, I haven't seen the Go Busters versus wow go Power Rangers go go. It's morphin' time. For justice we fight, with beast morphin' might. Together we rise. Wow, 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 wow. Go Power Rangers. Go Power Rangers. Power Rangers beast morphers.
This is just not a sing-alongy kind of theme.
It's got some good energy though.
It does. It's more of a dance.
But yeah, it's interesting to me that Ryjack is making use of the putties and Viveks, but no, I haven't seen the Go Busters versus Go Kaiger movie. Not Go Busters versus Go Kaiger. Go Busters versus Kyoryuger movie. But
you guys
to my knowledge, Ryjack,
you know who's coming.
that Ryjack suit wasn't in there, was it?
It's Oliver. Turn around and show them your face.
Yeah, I've been watching 01. I'm almost caught up. I'm maybe an episode or two behind on 01 right now. Nice. I do very much love the little special effects graphics from Go Busters. Those little cyber rings that go around their weaponry when they power it up. I really like that effect. It's a cool looking effect. It's very nice aesthetic. I'll redirect. Whoop. He does seem to be very good at teleporting away, which I will admit, a lot of monsters just don't. It would make sense if they did, but they don't.
I wonder if
I think it's.
Box is planning to backstab Ryjack.
I get the impression that Ryjack maybe just the thing that's making Ryjack so much more difficult is that his powers don't seem to be related to Morphex. He misses his family because he never gets to see them. Aww. Oh, there's more stuff. Oh. So what happened to you? Wait. You were. You.
He doesn't want her to see his face.
Oh.
He's not allowed to take his helmet off.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want her to see his face.
Yeah. That's so
and
sad.
what's to come of it.
Oh. That's so sad.
I am sad. Hey, Anthony.
Hey. But yeah, I like that they tied that into Nate's character as well.
Yeah, because like his parents have been absentee this whole series.
Yeah.
And this is a series with heavy play from the parents.
But the note that I was making about why Ryjack has been such a challenge for them is that teleportation is powered by Morphex for all of Evox's forces, except
not for
Ryjack.
Ryjack.
He's just a regular teleporter and actually uses
Rudy.
it. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think Ryjack's character was in the team up movie. So it's really interesting that he keeps using the Putties and Viveks. Oh, they even tell us how to spell Ryjack. That's cool. They don't include an H. I would have thought there would be an H. I thought it would basically just be hijack with an R on the front, but no, it's RYJACK. Not surprising.
Yeah, a lot of people were expecting RHI.
Because
Rhino.
Rhino hijack. Ryjack also just has like the most character in his voice out of like any monster in a long time, it feels like.
Take this rhino by the horns. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
Take the horns by the bull. No, take the tail
Take
by
the horns by the bull.
No, take the tail by the tiger. Take the horns by the bull.
Oh, that is a song, isn't it?
Fraggle Rock, come on.
It's been a while.
It's on the DVD shelf. Refresh yourself.
That's fair.
Why do Rangers only have one parent lately? It's more parents than most.
They knocked out his reanimizer.
It's more parents than most Rangers.
That's true. There are a lot of parents.
They said, why do the Rangers only have one parent each? But that's more parents than most Rangers, who seem to have completely absentee parents.
They are doing a good job of disarming
Athena, how much have you missed? We're, I'd say, about halfway through.
Yeah, they're fighting Ryjack on the rooftop right now.
Yes.
One of his favorites. What? Wait.
I strongly suspect that is another.
What's he doing?
I feel like that's a callback. Is that?
That's a callback to Super Megaforce. That's where Orion is from.
I meant the object. The prop might be an old Power Rangers prop, which might be part of why he's after all the old Power Rangers props.
Right. It didn't look like any specific prop that I could connect to. But really, you've never seen a monster grow before, dude?
No, he said I've never seen a device like that before.
Yeah, I know, but it's a monster growth device. They're actually really common. Oh, Scrozzle's got the reanimizer.
Scrozzle's got the reanimizer.
Oh, that's Scrozzle.
I have to agree that Devin's mom is probably deceased, given the way that she's spoken about. Whereas,
we've got storm clouds brewing.
Nate seems to still have two living parents, but we don't see them at all.
Yeah.
We don't know where Ben and Betty's mom is, but they haven't really mentioned her or gotten sad over her that I noticed. So she could be.
Now I remember what it was that I was
dead, or she could just be divorced.
That I wanted to call attention to. Chaku referred to himself as no longer fully human.
Yeah, human.
Human. He is like. Is Chaku like from a space colony like KO-35?
I would venture to say yes. His daughter looked human as well.
Yeah.
And Zoe's got a mom, but no dad.
Yeah.
But again, we don't have any context for him. I feel like the only one we have any real context
there we
for
go.
in the dialogue
the Reptilabeast.
Devin's mom is probably dead.
Woo!
The others could be dead or just divorced or,
Crazy flying dragon from space. Good old space dragons.
Earth isn't the only place.
Earth is not the only place where humans live. That's why I said it reminds me of the Korovians. Nice.
Oh, that's true. They're not actually used to monsters growing. They usually fight Gigadrones.
Yeah, and Beast Morphers. But, monster growth is just such a common tactic for evil alien forces that I'm kind of...
You would expect Chaku to have seen it before.
Yeah, especially considering he's got, what is functionally a Zord.
Well, you say we don't know what he is, but he said he was no longer fully human, so what he was human.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the big surprise here. He was human. Apparently so.
But that's keeping up with the Earth isn't the only place where humans live. Established encounters in space.
Yes, sir. Don't they make a Nerf gun out of that?
Yes. Oh, that's it for Ryjack.
If your wife controls Grid Battle Force, anything you do is not that impressive.
Fair enough. Alright.
I think
So
it's
what
safe
now
to
for
say
Doctor?
that the non-present parents are just not present in their kids' lives. The question is anybody else deceased or have they just left? We're not taking you. Go home.
So
I'm pleased to serve the greater good.
okay. Okay. What?
You can go home.
Did-
Ooh, Ryan, that's a good one though.
Huh. Okay. I would have liked to know a little bit more about his background here. Like how he became part robot. Wait,
Zoe's mom has only shown up for news reports or that one time that her mom went to visit her at the news station.
this is crazy technology here.
Yeah, it is. Like,
Oh,
ostensibly...
that looks like one of Orion's old jackets.
Probably from a similar space colony. What's that? Oh, it's a mirror.
Yeah. Nate.
By going home to your little girl.
Nate, that's technology you need to share with the world.
Because frankly, if you can do that, you can probably replace like lost limbs and broken eyeballs.
Yeah, you just did a full facial reconstruction. Like, no, Andresian and human, I believe, are two different things.
He specifically said he was human.
Yeah.
And I assume that Nate was operating under
Who's a tall guy.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. But, yeah, we got Galaxy Police with
Sheree
humans.
says she thinks Andresian might be more of a nationality than a...
It's possible. Like Korovian.
Well, Athena,
why?
He said
why did
he was
he even
human.
bring that? Why are you keeping the plant?
Yeah,
why
like
did
a
he?
human
Why
from
did he even
Andresia.
bring? Why did he even bring that here?
Why are you still here?
What is up with this plant? What is the deal with this plant? Why does it exist?
Why is it... Well, I actually understand why he didn't take it home.
Well, why did he even have it?
That's a big...
So it just eats garbage? What? What? What does it? What? What? It also just still spits up mucus. I miss Spots.
Yeah, exactly, Sheree. You wanted to get rid of it.
I like the callback to Spots.
He's not gonna take that home near his daughter.
Yeah. Aww. Aww. That is so precious. Aww. That is so precious.
He gets to be a daddy again.
I did not see that coming as far as being how we would wrap up Chaku's little 2-part arc here.
Welcome back, Chris. We just finished the episode.
That was so
and
cute.
I'm verklempt.
I was not expecting this to be such a sweet episode. Or for
Yeah, I'm okay, Spencer. I'm just a little verklempt.
Or for Nate to apparently use the morphing machine as an uber healer for regenerating humans. Like,
seriously.
That's like I feel like the military is gonna want that. Like big time. Like you could it did a full on facial reconstruction
even
and
if it
other
requires you to already have, say for example, a replacement part.
Yeah.
You could put a dude in there who's got 2 prosthetic legs and have a dude come out of there who's got 2 bio legs.
That's medical magic right there.
Yeah.
Like that was a little crazy.
But people say, "Oh, careful! Don't do that. You might put an eye out." It's okay. We got a machine that'll put an eye back.
It's like that's a thing. That's just a thing that they have. I did feel like that was you know what? I think one of the probably biggest compliments that I can kind of give with regards to this is that considering that I in early stages was fully expecting the Gavan episodes to be skipped if they ever adapted Go Busters, they actually made me want to see more of Captain Jaku. Like, the Gavan episodes were not great. But they actually made me care about Jaku and his story.
Oh, that's true, Dustin.
What's that?
Zoe got hostile when someone brought up the subject of her dad once, so he might be a guy who ran off.
When was that? When did she get hostile about her dad? I don't quite recall that at the moment.
Well, I have a picture of it in my head, but Dustin's probably going to have an episode name, which I don't. Too bad Nate's got nothing for COVID-19. Yeah.
Now keep in mind we don't know any details about what's coming up in the future episodes, so no spoilers in there. But yeah, that was a very sentimental episode. And they really are just sort of building out the Power Rangers universe.
Maybe I'm imagining
in a lot
things.
of ways.
Dustin, do you have an episode for that?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what. Because Zoe, I know she had the issues with her mom, but she hasn't had a tremendous amount of focus during the course of the past season and a half.
Yeah.
So I'm having trouble recalling a.
Grid Connection is the Saturday before the 27th anniversary.
That's an upcoming episode title.
Oh. It sounded to me like a con, and I was really like, are we having a con during COVID?
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jumpman.
I do need to double check what the order of things are. I'm so sorry, Jumpman. I guess you'll have to watch it later. But yeah, I don't know exactly how things are going to be lining up timing wise. But yeah, we've dang you, Olive Garden. So I guess dinner ran long.
But at least you got to eat Olive Garden.
I
love their breadsticks.
I was not expecting. I s-
I
I'm
was
still
expecting
rather
it-
baffled by Chaku having an Audrey too.
The heartstrings, the daughter.
But yeah.
He didn't want her to see her with the robot face.
Oh, that was very.
He was so sad.
That was very touching. I definitely was not expecting for them to really tap so much into character in that way.
Shoving breadsticks into my purse.
Um,
Yeah, if I had a purse, I would probably shove a lot of
Yeah.
breadsticks into them too, but I don't carry a purse.
I mean, you have a big shoulder bag. You probably shove a bunch of breadsticks.
I have a laptop bag.
Yeah.
You have a laptop bag too. You want
Yeah.
to shove breadsticks in your laptop bag?
If I have tinfoil. Your bag's bigger than mine. You can fit more breadsticks in it.
It's true.
Um,
Plus, you've got a bunch of textbooks in yours, and
But
I
yeah.
only have a laptop.
but yeah, they're definitely sort of teasing things out right now with this
Dusty, you're the one who
Reanimator.
said that she.
Um,
We had a line with her dad, and she said in a hostile tone, "Don't talk about him."
when was
I don't
that?
know. Dustin's now saying that he's never heard her say anything either, so I'm wondering why he said that. I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm just trying to recall which episode that was. But yeah, it was like RoboCop. If at the end they're just like, "Oh, RoboCop, you can be back to Human Cop again."
Ordering in, yeah, that's what we did last time we had Olive Garden. I got the
Yeah.
what do you call it? Curbside takeaway.
Well, we don't like recommend eating out at restaurants in general in this time. Oh, and you know what?
Back made burgers.
You know what? I realize I feel bad. I got distracted by the TV turning off, and we didn't before we started. So before we do any continued discussion, we need to cover our three non-controversial statements from our opening.
Oh, you're getting the.
I'll grab the thing again. Those three statements that we were supposed to open things up with.
We
I
forgot
feel bad.
at the top of the episode.
We forgot at the top of the
thing
episode. We
started-
shouldn't forget because these are important.
These are important
things.
Yes.
All right. So together, let's go with those three things that we. Those three things that we should all agree are just non-controversial statements. Equally non-controversial statements. First up, chat, join me. Black Lives Matter. Second up, chat, join me. Fascism is bad. Third up, chat, join me. Superheroes are fun. And at the end of this episode, we will take care of our other three, again, equally non-controversial statements.
Yeah, there are huge portions of Olive Garden.
Yeah, they do. So,
it's gonna be weird if the rumors are true about Toei. Yep, it is gonna be. I don't even know what's going on there, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's always fun seeing like the delays.
Us, and there they all are.
But they all jumped in.
Us.
I wasn't sure if they did or not, but now I'm seeing it like 30 seconds later. It's great. But yeah, I
so that's about how much of a delay the chat's on.
Yeah. That informs us on that.
Or how much of a delay our video feed is going out on.
But yeah, Beast Morphers is doing a good job with building out the universe in that classic Power Rangers way, where it's just, this is another piece of the universe. Other adventures happen in that part of the universe. We're intersecting with that part of the universe, and that part of the universe can go off and do its own thing.
Chaku
Yeah.
has been a very good case of hero of another story.
Exactly. Like, you want to know what his other adventures are, which I will say was not something I got out of Sheriff Skyfire.
Nah.
Like, Captain Chaku has been on so many levels. Just
so much better than Skyfire.
Just, it's like they looked at Sheriff Skyfire and they're like, okay, how can we make this mean something? Mean something to the universe, mean something to the characters, just turn him into a meaningful character. Yeah, we do like to, reinforce positive things that should be considered basic truths. So yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes from here. they're definitely been getting creative with this use of the reanimizer, and I'm curious. I'm wondering where they're going with it. Like I can predict.
Strauss got a hold of it.
Yeah, I can predict that there some elements in terms of where it's going, but I feel like there's more to it than what I'm imagining. More to it than obviously just the putties and Viveks that we've seen so far, which has still been like so weird to just see putties again.
Yeah. Putties
like,
are a real blast from the past.
Viveks are weird too, but putties is especially
really
weird. And to see them these last 2 episodes in a row, just sort of as these background characters.
Jake, do you have a Cliff Notes on why Skyfire was controversial?
Oh, regarding the episode?
Yeah.
There are a number of reasons that there were a number of issues with the Sheriff Skyfire episode. I know that we had a number of issues with it from a storytelling perspective. Like, honestly, there were just a number of issues where he was just exceptionally bad at his job.
He carried the idiot ball a lot.
To
quote TV tropes.
Like just the way that everything was structured out, I remember being very off. But separate from that, there was a bit of a tone-deaf element to it that our friend Seamus over at Den of Geek brought up. And it's one of those things where if you're not cognizant of it, you might not pick up on it. But if you are, then it's somewhat blatant. And it's the focus on respecting authority without necessarily that authority
having earned that respect.
Having earned it in a number of regards. Like, there were just
slightly fascist undertones.
Yeah. But it was more authoritarian than that. More on. I would like to remind those who watched our Demons and Definitions Conversations in Context, which explored the definition of fascism and noted that it is separate and distinct from authoritarianism.
My dad.
It was a little bit of a focus on authoritarian. But it's you had a very diverse cast of Rangers being taught that they need to respect this stand-in police officer character who was very distinctly white. And that sort of juxtaposition was considered rather tone-deaf. That was the primary source of the controversy regarding the Sheriff Skyfire episode. Especially considering that
Skyfire was so bad at his job.
Well, separate from that Haley, as a black woman, was also the one who was being targeted most by the white security guard.
Yeah.
And it could be argued to an extent maliciously so, because he was enforcing rules with her that had at no point prior been enforced, and it felt very targeted in that regard. So those were the underlying reasons for the controversy surrounding Ninja Steel. Now, I think that it was mostly just, kids should learn to follow the rules was the intent, but the unintended context and consequences obviously, hit a little sour.
Yeah.
And I think it's an episode that if we especially were to revisit during these times,
would come across even worse.
Would probably come across worse. But yeah, one of the underlying issues with it.
It had unfortunate implications.
There were a number of unfortunate implications. And honestly, it was driven by this whole thing of there was a rule that had never been enforced and had clearly been broken regularly prior to that point, with no problems, which was Haley had brought her dog to school all the time. It was a primary character trait that she loved her dog and brought it to school.
Her Zord was a dog because she was always going places with the dog.
And nobody had ever presented that as being a problem up until halfway through their second season. Um, you're already like 3/4 of the way through the show, and it's like, oh, you're getting a ticket for that. Oh, now you're getting multiple tickets now that you just admitted that you've done that before, and you're getting detention because of that. Or now you need to clean up recyclables because of that. And it's
How
like
about a proper warning, considering this has been going on forever and you've never said anything about it before, huh?
And also, at the same time, Victor and Monty were made deputies with no, like, it was very weird because it worked off the premise that the security guard simultaneously had always been there and yet also had never was treated as a new character at the same time. It was very, that was the issue for me watching it. I was so distracted by them
You were so
treating
distracted by the continuity problem that you didn't
it
notice the unfortunate implications until you read Shamus's article.
it was a self-contradicting sort of tone where, like, they were trying to make sure that this guy didn't lose his job, that apparently had been, where he had been apparently mistreated this whole time.
The
and
boss is on screen.
And it's just, okay, wait, you've been mistreated, you've been at this job long enough to be mistreated, but you're enforcing rules that had never been enforced before, and you are treated as a novelty by Victor and Monty, who now want your job. So are you a new character, or are you somebody who's an established part of the school? And that
was not the reason that it was a controversial episode. That's just what Jake gets hung up
that
on.
was one of the big issues with how that episode was structured, combined with, you know, Sheriff Skyfire arresting a monster, which was something that isn't usually done. Then
They're usually
placing his monster in the custody of a civilian so he could address that civilian's accusation that the Power Rangers were evil. Which, let's note, if you're Galactic Police, like, you should know what Power Rangers are.
You should.
So, like, and then after that, he's like, now we gotta figure out how to capture the guy that he had already arrested and left with the bad guy. He knows where the guy is. So there were just so many layers of that episode just being a mess.
So many layers.
Whereas, when we look here with how Captain Chaku was handled,
only SPD and Time Force arrest people.
He's given a strong backstory. His operational methods are consistent with the methods of the Power Rangers, and
he's actually competent.
It fits with that central conceit of the show that monsters are creatures that are destroyed to be defeated. That is a central conceit of the show, and a lot of times, if you veer outside of that, it creates a lot of unfortunate implications for how the monsters are treated.
Yeah.
That, you know, I've discussed in the past.
This is a monster destroy show, and you suddenly arrest one. Then you're kind of like, why did we destroy all the rest of them? Is there due process that they were due? Are we murderers? It
recontextualized the previous treatment of monsters in a very negative light.
So let's not do that. It's just not our.
So that's one of the things in which
they're monsters. They get destroyed.
I feel like they handle things a lot better here with Captain Chaku in that regard. The fact that he was a character who, you know, clearly had a life and a backstory, and we encountered jurisdictional friction through a somewhat reasonable misunderstanding.
Are we the baddies?
That little clip of "Are we the baddies" just never fails to be relevant in so many scenarios. So, as we've established, kids, fascism is bad.
Are we the baddies?
But yeah, I don't know. I think that the actors in Ninja Steel,
the actors are not to blame at all.
were very likable. I felt, you know, that it wasn't. I didn't feel like their characters were fully fleshed out and realized to the best extent possible. But I thought the cast was likable.
The cast was fine.
Generally speaking, honestly, most of the casts that we see are very likable.
Yeah, they're doing doing their jobs very well, but
yeah.
they can only do so much with what they're given, you know. Sometimes the scripts are just not great.
But yeah, plot twist of the Power Rangers being evil.
Or the CG.
That connects back to the good old intergalactic Halloween Court, where the Power Rangers could be framed as the villains.
Pasta, Jumpman.
All right, enjoy your pasta.
No, he already had his pasta.
Oh, sorry.
He had Olive Garden.
Oh, enjoy your pasta coma. Okay. But yeah, the Power Rangers, up until it's like, no, wait, these guys are evil monsters, and then then it's like, oh, okay, they're the bad guys now, and it's just like this thing of good, who's bad, keeps being fairly arbitrary in terms of treatment. So it's a little weird.
Which Gold Ranger?
What was that?
Anthony met the Gold Rangers actor at dinner at PMC.
There have been quite a few Gold Rangers.
Are we talking about Nate, or are we talking about a different Gold Ranger?
I don't know if it. It would probably. I imagine it's probably. Probably talking about Levi, because we were talking about Ninja Steel.
Yeah, I just don't have an answer to it.
What was Dustin's question?
How would you feel if they had a rap theme song?
If they
using the wrong name for me, so I'm ignoring it. Because it's MJ.
Yeah. But for I'll put it this way. I know that you enjoyed the Mystic Force theme.
I did.
If they could make a Power Rangers rap theme, like Mystic Force had kind of that hip hop beat to it.
Ninja Steel Gold.
Overdrive had kind of that had a little bit more of the rap to it.
Operation Overdrive.
If we could have sort of a leaning into that hip hop a little bit more than the rap of the Overdrive, maybe something within the vein of Hamilton. Totally could be behind a Hamilton kind of a Hamilton-esque sort of rap theme for Power Rangers.
Lin-Manuel kind of rap.
If Lin-Manuel Miranda would like to compose for Power Rangers, we would. Yes, please, sir. By all means.
Hey, Mr. Miranda. Sorry,
I would love to see Lin-Manuel Miranda be involved with Power Rangers. I feel like he just brings joy to anything he does.
I mean, he did Sesame Street.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, just focusing on character, on building out the world, on making connections. I feel like the writers have learned a lot of lessons over the course of the previous years working on Dino Charge and Ninja Steel. One thing that I found really interesting, I was looking through. Are you being distracted by the moth?
I'm being distracted by the fact that I no longer know where the moth is.
Don't worry about it. One thing that I noticed when looking through...
The voice of Gizmo Duck composing Power Rangers.
That would be fun. Yeah, he voices Gizmo Duck on DuckTales.
Woo!
But with regards to Beast Morphers Season 2, and good chunk of Season 1 as well, I noticed actually a pattern in the writing credits, because I was just looking through the episode lists to double-check the name for this episode. And, interestingly, Becca Barnes and Alwyn Dale, who have been writers since Dino Supercharged together. Becca since Dino Charge, Alwyn since Dino Supercharged. For what I believe every episode remaining of Beast Morphers, they have story credits on every one of them. They will occasionally be listed as the main writers, but sometimes they'll have a different writer with the teleplay credits. So it looks like this whole story, it looks like they are really shaping the second half of Beast Morphers, and I feel like they've learned a lot of lessons from their work in the past seasons, and hopefully we provide useful criticisms. I know that at least I chat with Becca occasionally on Twitter. I know that Campbell Cooley has been known to see our channel, and I know that Brian Casentini always
no longer
valued our input. But he was involved in the development.
Yes, he was.
So I'm hoping that maybe our criticisms over the last 5 years have been constructive.
We try to be constructive.
In terms of thinking through plot points,
we
connecting
also
them
try
to
be
existing
funny, which is why I kept
lore.
screaming about the plant.
Feed me Seymour.
Why did you even bring that here? That's not a writing critique. That's me asking questions of Chaku. Really, Chaku, what were you thinking? Writing wise, obviously he's there for comic relief, and he's succeeded completely.
But yeah, they've been really
that only
leaning
one
in.
of the 3 heads kept growing.
Yeah, it was interesting. Which again, lining up with Audrey too, and then it would shrink back down to go back in
the box. Yeah.
Everything about that was very strange.
That plant violates conservation's matter, and I don't know how to feel about that.
I don't know. Maybe it seems to be some sort of expansion thing. It seems to be very hollow inside. So maybe it just is very dense when it's in the box.
But it can't be that dense. Because Betty was carrying it.
True. I don't know. It's very strange. Because it's still, powerful enough to eat them.
Powerful, that's what I'm saying.
Like, when he said that plant will eat you, I'm like, wait, what? What? But it's so small. Now it's big. What is happening?
Great big purple Audrey, too.
Yep.
Doo-da.
So I suspect... Although she has never made mention of it, I would not be the least bit surprised if Becca Barnes was a fan of Little Shop of Horrors.
You never stop terror.
I feel like I need to, tweet her an Audrey 2 gif.
Geez, between that and me fangirling over Lin-Manuel Miranda, this is becoming a major musical chat right here.
It's been a while since we.
I've loved Lin since In the Heights. So
I would love to do another musical episode with Power Reviews, but that's with the current state of the show, that's not happening. Our musical episode was so fun, and I just feel bad that I didn't rehearse more, or I didn't have time to rehearse more to really hit my notes better. I felt like my voice was...
I haven't taken the jacket off, and every time I catch myself over here, I keep looking above it to try and look at the camera so I can look at you guys.
Yeah.
But every time I catch myself down out of the corner of my eye, I feel like I look like Rebel 11 today. But I can't say the Rebel 11 catchphrase because then I'll have to put it in the swear jar.
Right. There's a lot of alternate songs for a lot of different seasons.
Yeah, there's tons of them. They were asking if we knew about them on YouTube, and yes, we do.
Yeah, we know they're there. We haven't.
Heard all of
I'm
them?
not going to pretend that I've heard all of them, but I know.
Definitely heard all of the Mystic Force ones, though, because you made me.
Yeah. All right, so I think that we're kind of reaching a good place to wrap things up. It's about 8 o'clock now. Thank you again to all of you for joining us. I know we believe we have a good sized group tonight.
Yeah, we do.
And I'm looking forward to things continuing to grow from week to week.
And show up and
it's
stuff like that.
So nice.
Because having an active chat is part of what makes this live stream being live so much fun, as opposed to when we used to do it pre-recorded.
Yep. I have to say, one thing that I found interesting when I was looking through some view counts the other day. Mm-hmm. You know what was actually I think quite possibly our biggest video of the year? Mm-hmm. The Kamen Rider video.
Huh.
That was our first Kamen Rider live reaction, and it had more views than I think anything else in months.
Wow.
All right. So let's close it out with our closing
3 phrases.
Our closing 3, again, equally non-controversial phrases.
Topics.
Number 1, say it with me, chat. Love is love. Number 2, say it with me, chat. Trans rights are human rights. And number 3, say it with me, chat. Robots are cool. But you don't have to stay one if you don't want to, apparently.
Apparently not. You can stop being,
that's still just like...
You can do what with that, Morpher? With that?
I will admit, I thought they were going to use the split emitters.
That would have been kind of interesting, although it kind of would have probably left him without an eyeball on one side.
Yeah, I feel like we need more info on. I feel like we need more info on Chaku's backstory, and two, if we, I feel like we couldn't have more info because then we would have to explain how he was missing half a face.
They're doing this again. It all came in on a delay,
Excellent.
but there it is. Thank you guys for joining us on our non-controversial
Yep.
statements.
We'll keep making them a tradition from week to week. We'll
Fish
keep
are
them,
friends, not food.
that
also.
that's all.
Except for when I eat fish, I totally eat fish.
We may get weekly sushi. There's a great place nearby. It's good lunch prices. We're home on Tuesdays.
Lunch prices.
It works
on weekdays. Yeah, so get it on Tuesday.
All right, so
all right, yeah.
we look forward to seeing what happens next with Beast Morphers. It's really been stepping up its game these last few episodes.
No, I'm
expanding
not.
the lore, tossing in some nice little foreshadowing and Easter eggs, and hitting me in the heart, which I really appreciate.
Right in the feels. They got me in the feels.
So, Becca and Alwyn, thank you for continuing
up,
to deliver good story. We're getting to see
you're already done.
the work of. Well, I am very glad to see how they have progressed, and
keep it up. Hopefully
it looks
in the
like
next season.
we've got some good teamwork going on as well, because this was, I believe, direct. We've been seeing a lot of directing being done by Simon Bennett recently as well. Who's the new showrunner.
As Dustin's pointing out, he was trying to make an example. I took that example of something that.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it was an example of something that could have been included. Okay. So, we had our closing statements. So now,
Thanks.
I think it's time to wrap things up. I'll be releasing more information, hopefully in the next week or two, with regards to plans for Power Reviews moving forward. Maybe 2 weeks. Next week, I should be finding out whether schools are reopening here in New York, or specifically our region of New York.
Our region of New York, and specifically whether your school will be going virtual or in person.
Yes. So once I know that, I should be able to have a little bit more of a declarative statement about where things are going with regards to my plans for the remaining 11 episodes of Power Reviews.
Yeah, 100 is the end. We are closing in on the conclusion of our story.
So until next time,
farewell,
Ranger fans, and let the power protect you.
Seriously though, where's that moth?
I don't know. Thank you again, everyone. Have a great night.
Night Athena, night Rotisserie, night Spencer, night Dustin, night Anthony, night Vac, of course.
And thank you for helping out there.
All right. Thanks for modding.
All right, ending the stream now. Have a great night.